We take you to Hamilton City for the Perry Foundation REV Cycle Festival. New Zealand's top cyclists will feature in the main event, the REV Classic, 120 kilometres of elite racing on the roads of the Waikato. Gordon McCauley wants to make it 3 in a row and claim his share of that $10,000 prize purse. Yes, Hamilton is now one of the major centres for the sport of cycling, hosting one of New Zealand's major cycling events, the Perry Foundation REV Cycle Festival. And there's a real community feeling about the REV Village at Waikato University. Over 1,200 cyclists are here to compete throughout the day. And proceedings got underway early for the fun ride events.
It's a great event. It's great for the Waikato, it's great for health and fitness and just generally having a bit of fun on a Saturday morning and a beautiful sunny Waikato day.
The feature race on the schedule is the big one, the REV Classic, taking the elite riders around 3 hours to navigate their way around the 120-kilometre course. 65 of the best riders on the start line, the 5th annual Perry Foundation REV Classic, featuring the big cycling teams here in New Zealand, known as trade teams, including Subway Avanti, Benchmark Homes, Black Peloton and Beachy Vida. And everybody will be keeping an eye on the 2-time defending champion Gordon McCauley. He's an aggressive rider, he talks the talk, but he walks the walk. These guys are about to light it up.
Kind of hoping that somebody nails it up French Pass and forms a split. If there could be 5 or 10 of us away after French Pass, then I can start working on the other guys and hopefully my teammates can chip in as well.
And underway for this very competitive group of young and old men is the best way of describing it, and the Cook Island drummers letting our cyclists know that they are officially underway. For our riders today, it is 2 kilometres inside a neutral zone, which means they must sit in behind the lead vehicle there with the chief commissaire, and once they get out onto the open roads, the flags will drop and then they will start to chuck it down, find out who has the legs early and who is indeed going to struggle. And the Beachy Vida team there in the black and white colours. Patrick Bevan, the rider they're all riding for, the under 19-year-old, just going to the front automatically. And out to the far right in the New Zealand colours, that is Wesley Goff, a member of the New Zealand pursuit team that won a bronze medal at the Olympic Games in Beijing. A nice shot there of young Jeremy Yates, former world road cycling champion in 2000, won that gold medal in Plu A. It's been a difficult time for Jeremy Yates, but good to see him back racing here in New Zealand. And our first look at Gordon McCauley in the Subway Avanti colours, the 2-time defending champion. A little bit nervous heading in today, $10,000 up in prize money. Having a wee chat there with Mark Langlands, and Mark, a former stage winner of the Tour of Wellington. As we move back towards the front of the peloton, and Carl Williams, the sporter directee for the Beachy Vida team, a former yachtsman at the highest level, raced for BMW Oracle in the America's Cup, also teamed up with Hamish Pepper to win a World Yachting Championship a couple of years ago. So he's not happy with the tempo and automatically sets it up for Gordon McCauley just to try and test out our other riders. And it is young Alec Ray jumping automatically on the back of Gordon McCauley. Alec Ray out of Auckland Grammar School and the current Auckland road cycling champion. And automatically the back of the field, we see the bunch become one line, which always means the pace is back on, and they won't want to let Gordon McCauley get up the road just yet. He has a habit of doing this, Gordon. He'll tell the riders before the start he's going to attack, and that is so often the case, but yet so many riders refuse to believe it, refuse to try and get on his wheel. And the Beachy V rider team's just taking up the pace. And a group of riders looking to try and bridge the gap up to the Beachy V rider of Colin Kornberg and our defending champion in Gordon McCauley. And it is very much the Benchmark Homes team in the orange and white trying to do that work, trying to bridge the gap. They don't have a rider in that break. It's up to them to chase it down. And the pace is automatically on. We're starting to see one big long line, speeds anywhere between 40 and 50 kilometres an hour on these ideal conditions. Nice shot as we come through the peloton here, and a lot of the riders today choosing to ride the deep rim carbon wheels. They're just a little bit stiffer, a little bit more aerodynamic, and allows the riders just to ride that little bit more quickly. And now our first attack, another attack coming off the front. That is part of the black peloton team. But that chase pretty quickly shut down by the rest of the peloton. Some of these riders on the back will just be feeling the pinch a little bit already as they get slingshotted off the back. As the riders on the front are back up to full speed, they're still braking coming into the corner. Possibly another significant break. Wesley Goff in that break, and it's once again Patrick Bevan. The first look at him from the Beachy Vita team. 19 years of age, the New Zealand Under-19 Road Champion, the Australian Under-19 Road Champion, Oceania Road Champion, and New Zealand Young Rider of the Year. The likes of Julian Dean, Hayden Ralston have huge wraps on this guy. And nice pedal form from Patrick Bevan. And interesting to see a new innovation on his big chainring on the front of his bike. It is elliptical chainring, so it's more oval in shape, and that just allows him to be able to push more power through his bike. And surprise, surprise, automatically on his back wheel is Gordon McCauley. The game of cat and mouse has well and truly begun. And both riders also riding SRM, which allows them to measure the power output that they are putting through the pedals. And why this is good during a race is they can download that data, and then they can use it to sort of